Do I have audio? I look like I do now. Holy cow. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys something. This is the coolest thing. Uh, it was a nice voice, by the way, whoever called me. Um, nice, pleasant voice. So thank you for calling me and letting me know I have no audio. Oh, that's a gift. I don't take that lightly. That is a gift. Hold on, let me open up my live. I don't even see who's making comments. Oh, is that Brianne? That was you. I heard your voice. Oh my god, you are awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. You know what? That is so cool. I appreciate it. I'm touched, man. I can't even. You paused me in my you stopped me in my tracks just now. I swear to God, I'm touched. I'm excited about it. All right. I'm gonna try to move on. What I was trying to say is, what am I looking at here? I was, I was trying to say what I was describing that the person. What I wanted to do was cover the questions that someone had from yesterday before I get lost into the video, before I kind of get into everything. And what I was covering, that we're going to cover a an Oreck that has no power. Okay, so we're gonna lock into this guy here. Okay, and I have a Kenmore I'm going to be testing, but specifically, I want to answer the question first, and then I'm going to get into why this Oreck has no power. All right. And my affirmation for today was I was going to solve problems today with calm confidence, and yeah, so that's positive. Thank you. And I had no light, and I was referencing the light anyway. All of that stuff behind me now, and thank you, Ryan. You are awesome. And the funny thing about it, I just got my phone fixed this today. I called the company and I said, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And they had to reset everything. And just so happened that I had it, and she called me, and bam, done. Holy cow! This is the best crew ever. Okay, let's move on. Brienne, you got an awesome voice, Brienne. I'll tell you that. You have an awesome voice. That is positive. Okay. All right, so let me get all this stuff out the way, and guys, I'm going to get this Oreck up here. Well, no, let me answer the question first. All right, so let's take a look at it. Okay, so Z Kidder says, "Great video." So he did mine. So now we're talking about the Hoover spin scrub brush. It wasn't turning. So that's what that video is about right now. And I said that he took it apart, we assembled it. It wasn't difficult, but it spins at a fourth of the speed, right? A quarter of the speed. So let me try to help you out here, and let me do this. I'm gonna tell this person that my reply is gonna be in this video. Okay, so um, my reply will be in this line. I think the other thing I was explaining is the reason why I have to do this sometimes over and over again is because I'm writing this wrong. In this is that sometimes we don't go through the playlist, so someone will see one video like that and then just assume that I didn't cover it. You now coming on a regular basis, you say, wait, you just spoke about this already. And I was like, yeah, but, if I was reaching a million people at a time, maybe, I can assume that a lot of people are receiving the message, but it's not that many people at a time. So the repetition. So thanks for your commitment. Okay. The repetition is what's doing it. I got to keep repeating this so people can get it. All right. So yeah, let me allow me to do this. I'm going to paste the link. Trying to get this thing here. Here's my link. I had my link already ready to go, guys. I want to paste a link so this individual can see what I'm trying to do here. Hold on. I got my link here. Copy. All right. And paste. Boom. All right. So I answered it. All right. And beyond onto that, Dave. Dave had a comment. Is that positive? Dave had a comment here. Brianne, Wayne was right. You have the content for the channel. Wow. Yeah, Dave, I agree. And well, thank you for agreeing with me, Dave. Dave is giving Brianne a positive boost here for. I think she can definitely do it. Would not even sound. Would not need. Would not even need sound. Just do the colors. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Dave said he had a thought for a channel, but if I try, the video fixes someone's car. It's a slow job. It is. You know what, Dave? I didn't even want to do stuff about drawing, okay? Because I had the same fear, man. And honestly, I'm not even going to tell you that, hey, I figured it out kind of thing. I had the exact same issue because because it's a long process. I was even going to do a and I may still do it when I get older. Well, those wine and canvas stuff. I did one with Sam, with Samantha a couple of years ago. No, actually I did one last year also. And you know what? I'll bring mine tomorrow. I'm gonna show you guys the painting, and I'm gonna show you Sam's painting. I'm gonna show you mine. I'm gonna ask you which one you think is hers and which one you think is mine. Because, but I was gonna do that. But drawing is such a long process. And I was like, man, the painting stuff. These people, they're going to get quick. It's real fast. They can take something home and show their family, like, hey, look what I did. But the drawing, teaching people how to draw is a long process. Coloring is a long process, but coloring with markers is pretty quick. Uh, and coloring with even if you're doing a color pencil on a small little picture, you can do that fairly quick. So, hey, Brianne, I don't even mind if we did it together, girl. We collaborated, where I'm on one side, you're on one side, and we're doing I don't know, two sides of the same picture or some funny thing like that. Because I think it's cool. So we'll talk about that later. Who knows? We could probably do something cool. All right. But okay, so let me go back to this guy's question. All right. So he said that the brushes are clean, and he took out the center brush, make sure it can spin, etc. Okay, I think that's probably where the issue is. The brush is probably not the problem. Um, Kidder, Z Kidder. The brush is probably the problem. The problem is probably this. The problem is probably this guy. Because the brushes takes very little to turn these brushes, but I can see where the resistance can come up if you get too much stuff in the brush. Okay, let me get this stuff. So let me turn the other camera on. Okay. Let me turn the other camera on. I can't see the chat right now, guys. So I'm sorry if you ask a question, I didn't get to respond right away. I'm gonna open the chat in a second. Okay, so I can see the comments. The coolest crew in the entire world. Oh my gosh, man. You guys are awesome, man. You guys are too cool. I swear to God, man. Listen, anyone that passed through our chat, if you want to say hi to these guys, they are the coolest people. They're very supportive. Every one of them give uh, advice and positive info that can help. So it's a wide open uh, forum for everyone. All right, let me see if let's see how this camera look. I try to make my space neat, Dave. I'm working on it, man. I'm really working on my issues here. Okay. This is an issue of mine. I'm not afraid to say it. I have an issue with stuff being all over the place. Okay, so here we go. Turn this guy here. All right, so you can see what's happening, and I will open up the live here. All right, Dave. That's all I have. It's fact. Does your pigeon have a backpack? Oh my God. Zip and paint. Sip and paint. My mom loves going. I failed. Yeah, yeah. You know what? Because I had a thought for one. I had a thought for one because I figured that, yeah, you know, I was gonna do one like tropical, like a tropical theme, where you got tropical music in the back, and we have little, Bahama Mamas, margaritas, and all that stuff. You know, just and just and paint, tropical stuff. I thought maybe the theme would be cool, and you go and you kind of rock and stuff. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. All right, so I think they was wondering if the motor was a problem. Look, this is a shot motor. This is a motor we took out of a machine the other day. This is a shot motor. All right. I gotta do something about this. This thing is ultra bright on this side. Or let me pull this way. Sorry about that, guys. All right. This is a shot motor. So if the motor is bad, you're either gonna smell it with these things. You'll hear it. It'll start to grind. Because eventually it'll just stop. You see all that crud that's inside the motor? You see the rust? This is that motor that we did last week that seized up and smoke was coming out of this thing. So if the motor is the problem, man, the best test is get a piece of paper and just put it over the port, okay? And just check your suction. If the suction feels strong over that port, the port where you put your dirty water tank, that opening has a black gasket around it, just test the suction there direct. Go right to the source. Go to the base, right? Now, if you feel suction there, then the problem is something else, okay? So when it comes to the power scrub, what helps this spin freely is the fact that this little center here is clear of debris. Air gets pulled in. It spins the fan because the suction is pulling the air through here, okay? The motor. So the motor's pulling the air through here. It's zipping the air in. It spins the fan spins the gears spins the brush. So if your brush at least spins as free as this, okay, then your brush should not have any, the brush itself is not going to obstruct this. So let's open this real quick, okay? And I want to give this person, Mr. Z Kidder, I think it's Z Kidder, where did I put my charger? You see that, Dave? I told you I'm still working on it, man. I took out my battery thing to charge it. I think it's in the back. Give me a second. Sorry, I gotta leave, guys. Give me 1 second. I gotta get my little thing here. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Here it is. Let me get my favorite gloves. All right. Now, Brianne was telling me about another set of gloves that she really likes, so I may also get that one in just to kind of see how that works. But I am sold on these, and sometimes when you're sold on things, you're sold. You're sold on it. You're sold. Okay, here we go. So I got my gloves on. Okay, and I gotta. Let me see. I'm here, right? Yeah, I feel like I'm working here. I'll work here. So I don't have to move the camera. All right, so here we go. Let's get this. All right. Yeah, the motor got wet, Dave. That motor got a lot of. And what happens? I keep telling people that when you're vacuuming, the floaters are there for a reason. The floaters are there to stop water from getting sucked into your motor. But that's not the only thing. It's the jagged motion, that back and forth. Because remember, just like water, when it splashes up against the coast, right, against the rocks, it's gonna splash, right. So when you go like when you're shampooing like this, the water goes shoot, 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 back and forth, and it splashes into the motor port, okay, and so that water gets sucked into here, and then you get rusted, and then all of a sudden it seizes up, Now, if you're not careful, look at this. It's not just water that you got inside your motor. Look at all the stuff that got past the port. All this, oh, you can't see it. All this stuff is in the motor. Okay? So you got to make sure your filters are good. Okay? Make sure your filters are good, that you're not getting all this stuff, because eventually this motor is going to get destroyed, guys. All right? So, but anyway. So test the motor. The motor suction is good. Let's move on to the next part. The next part is what he did, or she. I'm sorry if I all right. If I don't know if it's a male or female, you know how those screen names go. But if this is good, if this can spin freely, then you know this is fine. The next step, the front of your unit. If you lift up the lid, you'll see the opening where this will show. If this is clogged up, then that could be a problem. This little section right here. If this is not clogged up, the next step then is you're going to open up the unit. Then we're going to go in, and you want to see what's happening with your turbine. So let's open it up real quick. All right. I'm going to move on to the next thing soon, but don't worry. I want to thoroughly help. Let me get this name right, man. Let me look at the name again. What's the name again? All right, Z Kidder. All right. I want to thoroughly help a Z Kidder with this problem, okay? All right, so let's do this. I'm taking all the stuff out. All right, now you see this, right? Okay. Now it can get very rusty. It can get very rusty. You see that? They've honestly, guys, they really need to do a better seal on. Now, look at this. This is actually a little bit of what I'm talking about. Okay, it spins, but I feel the resistance. But when this spins, the gear spin, and when the gear spin, let's do it like that, right? Let's see if we can make it work like that, right? I'm gonna turn it. See if we can turn the brush. You see how that works? So when this spins, the brush spins. Okay, that's how that works. All right, let's get this out of here. All right, so if this brush is not spinning, something is happening back here with the gear. Now, the gears might still be fine, okay? But if this is clogged, air is not getting into this fan area. So let's get into the fan area so we can see what we're looking at, all right? So I'm going to, let's just remove this so they don't just fall out on us. Let me see. This guy's not coming off, so he's not going to move anywhere. All right. So now just by unclipping this section here, and to be careful because this stuff will break on you. This stuff will break on you, guys. Just know that, all right? Because a lot of this plastic stuff is just brittle, man. And it is what it is. So, you know. All right. So if you notice what I did, I just kind of lift up the clip a little bit. I'm gonna do it on the other side also. Just you don't need to force it too much. Just just a little gentle tug here, and then one more here. Okay. So now that you did all that, let's take it off. You see that? And look what's also inside the fan area. Look at this. See? This shouldn't be here, right? So you can see that air, the net, you see it comes in, right? And the air gets pulled in, and what it's doing is spinning this around with that suction. The air gets sucked in, and it starts the spinning action going. Now, if this is cracked, and you can actually see this has some stress cracks on it. I'm not sure if you can see it too well. Let me see something. You might not be able to see it too well. Can't really see it too well. But it gets little cracks, and eventually it won't spin anymore. The air doesn't have the kind of pull to turn this around. So if this is running freely, okay, this moves. And that's it. And that's how this works. Okay? All right? So that's what I would recommend that he do kind of go all the way in if you have to, but don't stop here. Okay? Testing this is just part of it. All right? Okay? And but test your motor. Okay? Test your motor. See if, and If you notice what this is, you see this here. This is a closer. This will close off. Oh, gosh, here we go. This will close off when you recline. If you go upright and down, this will close off, up and down like that. Okay. So it closes the air off from pulling in. See, if it's like this. So if it's in an upright position, it'll close it off right there, so air can't come in. Okay, there's a rod that's attached to this, so every time, and it comes through here. So every time you put it in upright, it pushes it close. So you can use your hose, but you can't use the brush. The brush will stop spinning if the vacuum, as the shampoo is in an upright position. And then the moment you recline it, it pulls back, it allows air in, and then it turns everything. All right, that's that. I covered that. That's over with, okay? Hopefully that helped. Hey, Dave. Uh, what are you guys up to, man? Okay, let me. I'm gonna get one more thing on the bench, and then we're gonna get rocking and rolling again. Okay. I want to make sure that I have my stuff set here. Give me a second, please. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh, I gotta play this guy. I gotta play this for you guys. Okay, I gotta play this for you guys. I think you guys have enough sense of humor to get this guy. I like this guy though. I see him once in a while, but he is so depressed that he turned it into comedy. I don't think he's really that depressed. I just think that he's turned that persona and that thing that people do when we talk to each other. He just turned that into comedy. That's what it is. So that's why I get a kick out of it. Let me see. Okay, let me have you watch this guy while I get the other thing on top of the bench here. Let me have you watch this guy. This guy is too funny, too funny, too funny, too funny for me. All right, let me share it with you. Here we go. Transition. This guy's he's hilarious. To me, he's funny. Okay, here you
I
go.
date to die together, so leave me alone. Okay, that's the mission. Okay, I'm not here for situationships. I'm not here for seeing where it goes. I'm here for rocking chairs and matching headstones. Okay, if that's not your vibe, don't text me good morning. All right, like if we're dating, I need to know you're sticking around for when I forget where I parked at the grocery store. Okay, I need to know you'll still be there when I start telling the same story 4 times in a row. Okay, this isn't about now. This is about being 87, splitting a milkshake at the diner while both of us ignore the doctor's instructions. Okay, so no, I don't want to see other people. I don't want casual. I want serious, gravely serious. Okay, I want to spend so much time together that our algorithms merge. Okay, I want your family to forget what life was like before me. Right? If you can't picture us arguing over the thermostat in our 70s, don't waste my time in my 30s. Okay, I want us to fight about the TV remote for 40 years straight. I want to grow old with someone to the point where our doctor's appointments are basically double dates. Okay, I want to be the old couple at the diner splitting pancakes at 4 p.m. That's it.
Oh man, look, if you guys don't find that one funny, it's okay. I do. I find that one hilarious. Oh man. Oh man. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Shenanigans. Shenanigans. Oh my gosh. That word is in the back of my head. That word is shenanigans is probably one of my favorite words. Believe it or not. Shenanigans is probably one of my favorite words, guys. All right, here we go. Let's find out what shenanigans this is up to, okay? All right. Oh my gosh. Wait, here we go. Let's get this over. All right. So, let's plug this guy in and find out what's going on. Now, with these machines, they're very simple. its motor, right? You have electricity going to the light, but this motor, it's let's see if I can turn this up a little bit back this way. Okay, good. Its motor, right? Motor cord, this cord right here. This is actually separate, believe it or not. This is separate from the main power cord. So this is a separate piece of the cord. So this can have its own problems here. And then your power cord, this big guy right here, okay, this is a separate issue. So when you're testing the cords, you can test that. Hey, is this? Am I at least getting power from the wall to the to up here? The next thing is here. Okay, this guy can be a problem. Now he already feels healthy. Okay, it doesn't feel like a problem, but it could be disconnected. It could be something as simple as the line is disconnected. All right, so we're gonna test it out. We're gonna see what's going on. Okay, all right, but I hope you guys like that little skit, man. I found that there's a little things that I find funny sometimes. Okay, it's quiet on your screen. Oh my gosh, I just keep messing things up, man. I tell you, Brianne. I tell you, I need like a producer person that's like sitting here fixing things while I'm doing this. Hold on, Monroe back in this way. I think I just fixed it. I think. I think I just fixed it. Thank you. Thank you. Oh wow! I tell you, that's awesome. Okay, that's awesome. All right. Thank you so much again. You know, when they say I don't deserve you. When people say stuff like that, I get it. The pain I was inflicting today was all my doing, right? And I got a rescue. You know, Obviously, I'm not going to live my life like that, right? But you have to appreciate it when it shows up. you know, but just imagine me having an attitude, right? And I make a mistake, and I'm calling. I find a way to get a hold of Bria. I say, "Hey, why didn't you call me and tell me?" So now I'm expecting it, right? It's like, why don't you call me and like it's her fault? so, so people, we could take assistance and we can go so far with it where we expect it, and now we blame the person for not giving us assistance. My life would be so much better if you just called me and tell me when I'm messing up. All right, here we go. No, I appreciate it, man. I do. That's it's so far beyond what I expected that it blew me away. Just know that for a fact. All right, blew me away. All right. And the only reason I turned it down before was because the volume is playing out the computer at the screen, and then also I have the mic, and I'm like, man, it might sound like an echo. So I'm here thinking I'm being savvy. Let me turn it down. And then I forgot it was turned down. I forgot it was turned down. All right, so right now, guys, we're gonna check to see if this thing is disconnected, and if it's not, look at this. You see what I tell you? Do you know what it is? Kids don't get it. Kids don't get it. Guys are like, what the hell are you talking about kids now? Because this just reminded me of kids. Let me show you what just happened. If you look closely, I can't pull it too close because I gotta yank the whole thing with me. Give me a second. Kids don't get it. And I'm gonna tell you how the kids factor in. But look at this. Look what I just found. Can you see it? You see the bottom piece right there? You see that? How the hell does this bottom prong comes off when this is stationary? Okay, the cord going in is locked in. Like it has a lock, right? It's locked in, so this is not moving. Right? Damn it, this is not moving. This is not moving. Oh yeah, the overhead is just like irritating me though. Like I need it to be further up or something. Maybe that's what it is, and maybe it's too close. I'll figure it out. And it's not even really overhead, right? It's kind of like It's in the back. Can it go further up? Give me a second, guys. Let me see if it can go further up. Can it go further up? It can go further up. Let me see now if I can move freely like that. Yeah, that's good. So this is connected. Now, when I told you that it's possible that this can be just disconnected, right? That comes from experience, right? And a lot of times you can tell kids stuff like, you know what, this is probably that, and they just think they know more than you. So, so your experience, and obviously it's not the same as theirs, right? But there's a lot of things about human nature that never changes. There are mistakes that humans make about decision making stuff that never changes. We misjudge people, we prejudge people, um, we lack self-confidence, self-esteem. All those things are like lifetime issues forever. Like from the beginning of creation till if we get wiped. The last guy on earth is going to be doing something that the guy that in the very beginning was doing. Some mistake that the first guy did, the last guy's going to do. It's just the way it is, right? You know what I'm saying? So when I saw this, I was like, yep, this was something that I saw, and you can tell maybe somebody in there, they're like, no, it's probably this. It's like, you know what? Yeah, it's most likely this, guys. It's most likely that it was disconnected. So I'm going to test my theory now to see if I was right, because it could still be connected, but it was a real problem, let's say. So I'm not going to assume that it's fixed, all right? So let me put this here, okay? You know what also? I'm going to change the wire. I'm going to change this anyway. Look at this. Look at this. You see this here? No, you can't see it, damn it. You see? Look at this. Look at this. Look how you see that right? God damn, how can you see that? You see how it's you see that right there? I'm gonna shed. I'm gonna put it over in the white so you can see the background of it. Yep, there it is. You see it? That thing has been pressed like that all this time. So I'm gonna cut it here, and I'm gonna add a wire, and it looked like it's a problem is also here too. Look at that. Okay, so let's not have wires like this. That's why when we close things up, look how thin it is. See? We have to also be careful. So even though this was disconnected, guys, it's also possible that this is a problem, that this here is cutting off. And if I don't change this, then I wouldn't be doing my job. So I'm just gonna cut this right here, and I'm gonna get an extension wire that's gonna connect to this. Because that's really, if you know, all I'm doing is just tying this up. See that? So let's do that real fast while we're here, right? Let's just undo this. Okay, take this off. All right, and then I'll fully test it. Okay. If you notice, I'm keep looking over. I just want to make sure that I'm not so far off the camera that you don't see what I'm doing. So you see me keep glancing this way. So yeah, so I'm going to do that. Now they purposely make these things. Damn it, man. Sorry, guys. Trying to do a balancing act with this machine on the bench here and trying to work for the camera at the same time. They have the openings, you know, they have the cracks, and the light is too bright. They have cracks in, you know, like spaces in these. Okay, let's see how. Okay, maybe you can see it. Yeah, you see, okay, right there. See this little space where it is, right here. You know, they'll have spaces so the wiring can go through these little cracks. So like over there, you know, you can nuzzle the wiring through that. So if somebody went in here and forgot to, you know, like place the wiring back in the proper space, it can get pinched. So that's what just happened with this. So I'm going to take care of that real quick. Get a little wire cutter. I'm going to have to find the gauge that I need for that. I have some in the back, but I may just have to take it off for something else. real quick so I don't go off camera too long. I didn't expect to have to deal with that specifically. Where's my little wire thing? I put them over here. Okay. See, I had this ready, you know. I had this guy ready. He was ready to go. He was ready to go, man. I had him ready. Just so we could do the testing. But being out said, man, look, I found out the problem. Let me just handle it right now instead of putting it off till another time. All right. So you could use just a regular old basic wire cutter to cut this, or you can use, this has a little cutter on it too, right in this little section right here. You can just cut the wires using that. All right. So I'm going to go close to the source here. Cut that off. So we're going to get rid of this because this guy is not doing us any favors right now. And then we're going to peel this guy up. Okay. So we're going to expose this copper right here. Okay. And then we'll get it. All right. Hey. You can't tell kids anything. You're right. Briannator. Thank you, Dave. You'll call me Dave. I get to hear your voice. You guys get to hear my voice. I get to hear your voice. Holy cow, man. Brianna can read me. Let me do it. Let me do it. Give me a second. Let me see if I can. What is this? Something was going on. All right. Oh, so if you notice, I put a comment in the very beginning, right? I heard this analogy yesterday, so I just said, let me see if I can come up with another analogy. And the one I heard was, it was a husband and wife analogy. But it was about safety. They just use a husband and wife as a topic. It said, well, a husband built a fence around the house, right, to protect the family from, stuff. And then, was it a wolf? A wolf came to the fence and saw the wife at the fence and says, I can't believe that your husband is caging you in, why is he locking you in to this fence? You should be able to just go as you please. And she was like, well, yeah, you're right. Why am I even being facing? The wolf said, yeah, you should just open up the fence and just be free. And she said, yeah, what the hell? He's just oppressing me and holding me back. Then she opened the fence and the wolf ate the wife. This is a bad, unhappy ending, but it's like there's so many things, there's so many analogies like that out there and examples, and we go through this all the time. This is holding you back. Why don't you let me do this? And all of a sudden, the person finds himself worse in a worse situation than before. I actually have a story for you guys about a bird and a cat and a cow when I get back with this wiring. So hold on for me for a second. Listen to a little bit of hold music, and while I go, okay? And let me go get this wire that I want to, because I really do want to fix it. Let me just fix the stand up. I'll be right back. When you came to mess up my flow, you were listening to the music. All right, let me, I'll just get this going. Just give me a second, guys. See me? Just gonna measure how much I took off. gotta stay right in the camera frame. I'm too far up underneath the handle is too far up under here. And if I push this back too far, it's gonna fall off the edge of the thing. I may have to install something, you know, that can open up, like a, you know, like something that can fold down when I'm not using it. And then I can just hinge it up, and it can, so this way, if I have to put something to go all the way across, you know, it can sit right here. I'll see about that. Give me a second first. Okay, so now let's get one of these. We can get two of these. Okay, we have one here. I'll just put it down now, guys, and I'll just attach everything. Let me see whole music and everything. Look, we're getting all fancy. You guys are silly, man. Let me pause this. You guys are silly. He's getting all fancy on me. hey, I gotta try something, man. You know, I gotta try something. I'm moving up in the world, man. I got, you know. Hey, look, if it was, you know how those guys go on TV, they got the earpiece. You know, can you imagine I had to, you know, I'll be up there. I got the earpiece. I'm like, yeah, right. The producers in your earpiece, you know, telling you, yeah, you got no volume. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. All right, so now that it's fresh, it's wide open, let's see if we can place this back together. Okay, so, golly, you know what? I'm turning the camera, man, because I'm not naturally going to sorry guys, I'm not naturally going to reach my hand all the way over there. So I'm going to work like right here. Okay. So let me do that. So I'm going to just place this in here. So now this is here, right? Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck, nip, tuck. Remember that show, Nip Tuck? I'm going to tuck all this stuff. No, actually, this didn't go here. If I'm not mistaken, I think the white was over here. So let me move the white. And I think it was upside down. I have it the other way. Yep, I have it this way. Yeah. So the white now will rest right here in this little section. This will rest in this here. This can tuck on this side over here. This guy can tuck in here. See how everybody has have a place to go. No, I'm doing this wrong here. Watch. This guy comes along this way. Golly, man. Hold on. I got to turn this all around. Here we go. The reason why I had to do that, because these two wires are separate. These are separate, guys. So they have their own, way in and out. Okay. All right. So what's off? Something is off here. Something is off. Because this guy's supposed to come out this way. See that? This guy is supposed to come down this way. Settles right here. And I can see why this person had an issue. Maybe they try to do their own little repair. I can see why. Because if you look at it, look. This is how it's supposed to be set up on the exit, okay? To exit it out. Maybe not. See that? See the crazy puzzle you have to deal with when you're trying to fix stuff? You take it apart, you have to try to put it back together exactly the way you got it. And if you don't, you can mess it up. That is the truth. All right, let me see. Here we go. And how's this? You know what? I happen to like puzzles, by the way. I like, I like the little jigsaw puzzles and everything. I think that's the fun part is, figuring out how to put everything properly, and a lot of times working on these machines. That's why I admire anyone that does like Dave. You have my admiration, Dave, because anyone that can take a motor or anything like that apart and put those things back together again, man, props. I mean, big props to you, because I've seen, and obviously training and time and exposure helps, right? But definitely a good memory helps. And just being dedicated to your craft helps, obviously. Here we go. Everything is in, guys. But I give props to those guys, because every time I see those engine parts and they're all the way out and guys are working on it, I'm like, dude, you're gonna put all of this back, huh? And then all the wiring and all that stuff got to go back together again. All right. So now what we're gonna do, I just want to make sure this thing can sit right. We're going to now put this here. I'm gonna put this on the side. This guy's gonna go in like this. Okay. This guy's gonna go in like so, because he can rotate like that. Cord holder. So he's leaning up against this guy. These guys are in tuck. These guys are in their place. Let's see over here. So everybody is kind of there, and then you're oh my gosh, you're trying to. Come on, I'm definitely building that thing, David. I am, because I'm not really going to be able to move the camera too far back. So I am going to build that opening deal to help. Come on, machine keep falling off. All right, so there we go. So we're all tucked in. So let's put these screws back, and then we're going to turn this thing on and test it and see if problem is fixed. You know what? Before I do that, guess what I didn't address, David? Brianne, guess what I didn't really address? Why did this thing fall off in the first place? And can it happen again? And what do I do to make sure it doesn't fall off again? I can probably just squeeze it, but I don't know if that will do it. I have a feeling that the best thing to do is to probably use some of this shrink stuff to kind of hold it in place. Because you can always take it off. You can always take it off. I think that's what I should do. Right? Let's do that. Let's at least try something to ensure that it don't just fall off on its own. All right. So let me cut little pieces of this. Okay. It's going to be a little tricky. Let me look up, see what's happening. You're building a 10-bolt axle. Wow. Have fun, dude. Yeah, you got to show me. I mean, you've shown me some pictures of the cars. I would love to see the pictures of some of these, like the engines, the chassis, stuff like that, man. That just seems like, hold on, right here. So let me show you what I'm doing. The thing I cut, I'm putting it on here like this. Let me turn this down more. I'll turn it down more so my hand's gonna have to rest on this thing to do it. So you see that it's on here? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this in here like so. And then I'm gonna move this up here. See that? And then I'm gonna heat it so it'll shrink and hold it in place. Because it looks like the last time it just fell off. I'm like, how does this fall off when everybody's locked in, and that means there's no tugging on the wire? So something caused that. So let's prevent that from happening again. Okay. So we're gonna pull another one up here like so. Okay, and then we'll just do one for this one to be safe. All right. I'm gonna put one in here. Okay. right? And we're gonna put it here. So all of them are there. You see all three of them. So what all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna heat this up with the gun, with the heat gun, and which should be sitting here, lovely, waiting for me to grab it. It should just be sitting here, like just waiting, like Wayne, I'm just waiting, man. I'm just waiting for my turn. All right, how far did I put you? I tuck you away, like a little far away. Did I tuck you? You should be back here, man. You should be like waiting for me and my tools with all my power tools. Didn't take it home. Don't recall taking it home. Okay. All right. Well, guess what I'm gonna use now? I can't find my heat gun. Guess what I'm gonna use? A lighter. All right. Do I have a lighter? Come on, Wayne. Find the heat gun. Cut it out. Oh, it's probably in the back. Golly. No hold music, guys. Sorry. Let me see if I can get this heat gun real quick. All right. Here we go. Okay, here we go. Turn this heat gun on. And let's lock this thing down. Let's fix this. You notice I pulled my hand away, right? My hand was right here. You do that, and the and the stuff seize up on my hand. So let me not make that mistake. Oh my gosh, I don't have Brianne here to rescue me. All right, let me use something to hold it real quick. Just move it out of. There you go. All right. So I feel a lot better now. I feel a lot better now with this by putting these things on to ensure that it don't just fall off. That it has a grip on it. Okay? I think that's better. I think that's better. All right. Probably should have tested it first though, but probably should have tested it first. Because imagine now I tested, we still have no power. It's like, dude, why'd you seal it up, man? I was that confident. I was like, yeah, well, that's what it is. All right, so now let's do this. Let's lock this in now. Now that we feel good about the connections, we feel good about it. Let's lock it in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That guy was funny though. Like you get together and I guess the way the young people kind of look at stuff now is it's way different from when we were in school and dating and all that stuff. And this casual hookup thing is way, way more intense than when we were kids. So whatever these guys are dealing with out there in the is a little bit more intense than what we had to deal with. And a lot of people in the value system was very, very closely lined. Now the value systems could be anything. You don't know. Did I do this wrong, guys? No, I didn't. Okay. This feels wrong. The way it looks, it looks wrong. Anyway. All right, let's plug it in. Let's see. Sometimes these handles can be so backwards, man. It's just off. Is it off? It's off. Okay. Hey, all right. We got power. Fantastic. Problem solved. All right. We got a new bag in it. Let's look at this belt. Now, what's good about this stuff, you can actually check the belt from the side. Right here. You don't actually have to take the whole thing off. You can just take the side panel off, which is convenient. Just slide it off here. Check your belt. This belt is a little stretched in my opinion, so I'm going to put a new one on while we're at it. Oh, come on. See, now why do this and then the belt is so hard to do. Yeah, this belt is stretched. So I'm gonna get another Oreck belt, and you can also see how slick this stuff is. This stuff becomes real slick, and so the grip is not quite the same. So this belt needs to change. All right, so let me get an Oreck belt, guys. Give me a second. All right. Okay. Hey, Brian, I got a riddle for you. You ready? Got a riddle for you. What gets wet more? Am I typing it? What the hell? Here we go. How's that? Come on. Damn it. Get this stuff so fast. That's kind of lame, right? I mean, you know, it wasn't tough. It wasn't a tough one, but you're you're faster than there. You're kind of quick. All right, bet. I got another one. All right. gotta go. I gotta go talk to the kids or something. I'm gonna see if Emmanuel or Ethan can get me a couple of these, man. This is you know, come on. All right. Okay, you know what we were talking about earlier about kids and about stuff, and that the guy from the first guy and the last guy, you know, we're gonna be battling the same issues. All right. What are the 7 deadly sins? Ha ha. Without looking up, without looking up, let's see what we got. 7. What? The same thing that, in other words, the same thing that we dealt with when we first started learning how to walk, right? Is the same thing we're gonna deal with when we are the last person on the planet. The 7 deadly sins. Let's see if we got them. That was awesome, Rihanna. She said that's all you got. I know, right? It's like in your face. It's like, wait, come on. You got to come better than that. Oh my God. It's like, you got to come better than that, buddy. Oh, wow. Let me see. Let me see. We have pride, greed, lust, envy, gluttony, sloth, right? Yeah. We got wrath. Didn't they have a movie on that? Who was it? Was it Brad Pitt? And Oh my God. There was you know what? I would have to watch that movie. I haven't watched that movie in I don't know how many years. Golly. No, it's not Fallen. It's not Fallen. It's not called The Seven Deadly Sins, is it? It's a number. Seven. Isn't it seven? Or 11? Isn't it seven? The name of the movie? And it covered whoever there was like a serial killer or something. Ooh, look at this. I'm gonna try that stuff on this plastic here, guys. I'm gonna try the stuff on this plastic. I'm gonna try the pink stuff on this plastic. I'm gonna try it on this plastic. I'm wondering if I should use a spray though instead. Let me try the spray first. Let me try the spray first. All right. Because this white is the dirt shows up easy on it. Yes, yes, and that's how they said the name. That's how they did it. Yes, that's what I was thinking about it. Yeah, it is. It is. That movie is. They went deep into that movie, man. Yeah, that movie was. Yeah. That's not. How's this? Not for the kids. How's that one? Hardly for the adults, but it was intense. Let me see. Let's see if the spray can bring this right back. Now I see something that the paste may have to handle just now. I see something in the bumper, and we're gonna do it again. We're giving Pink his props today. Pink is getting his props today. Hey David, I got some shop towels now. I was in Lowe's today. I was like, you know what? I've been using paper towel. I should get me some shop towels. I should get some shop towels. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay. Guys, hey Dave, you had mentioned something the other day, and I actually, you know what? I actually wanna send out a couple of some T-shirts to the backpack also. Obviously, if you go and decide to get your own, I appreciate the support. But I actually want to send some T-shirts, send a T-shirt out. If you guys don't like any of the designs that's there now, you can let me know what you want. I have to really kind of dig in and get into the designs of this stuff. I have to kind of put my mind there and come up with some cool stuff. Right now, the stuff that's up there, I threw it up there. I put a few things out. But I think I really need to divert some of my attention to the merch section to kind of really jazz it up some. But let me know what I'm talking the backpack now. Everyone else will work with everyone else. We can work with everyone else later. But I want to put it up. I actually was gonna do a drawing because I think I'm gonna do a drawing for some folks. But I want you guys to have T-shirt. Now, here, take a look at this. This is what I'm looking at. You see this? I don't know if you can see it. There's some black stuff on this, right? Can you see it? I want to see if this thing can get it out. All right, I want to see if it can get it out. So I'm gonna test it again today. All right, test it again today. So yeah, we have to get together on that. We have some backpack stuff, and I just need like a size, maybe size and color. All right. We'll do that. Let's see if it can come out. Let me turn this up a little bit. Let's see if it can come out, all right? Because it's a scuff, but it might be something else. Well, I tell you this. It's funny that this material here, this kind of plastic, is definitely primed for this kind of cleaning, rather than a glossy one, I guess, like real shiny. But this, most of it came off because you could tell it was a scuff, like it ran up against something. But it, let me see if you could do it up here. You can do it up here. This one is a better light, but it cleaned it. There was some black streaks here. Look at that, cleaned it real good. Let me do the other side, so you can see the comparison. This is what the other side looks like. See that? So I'm gonna take this off using this stuff. Let me see if I can use it even without putting any more of this solution on. Okay, I'm gonna see if it'll still hold up, because I noticed that yesterday I didn't even have to really reapply, and I was still able to get the same kind of action out of it, which is good, man. Let me see. There's gonna be another scary movie where a chick from New York calls back repair. God, just breathe on the phone. Ah, Dave, man, what's up, bro? I don't want that. I don't want that, man. Hey, have you ever had that experience, guys? Have you ever had the experience of someone doing something like that? Like I had a prank call one time that it was epic. If I told you guys about this, I'm revealing a lot live. Okay, it's epic, man. Oh, it lasts a long time, right? Yeah, it's epic. I got you hear about the breathing. I remember Scream movie and stuff like that. People breathe on the phone. Never had it. Don't want it. So just in case someone is like, hey, I'll give you the experience. No, I don't want the experience. But I had an epic prank call, and dude, it took me way. Look, it ran for a long time. It was like a long con. Okay, it was a long con, bro. And at the end of it all, it was like how do you come back from that? Like, the person pretended to be somebody else and pretended as if like we just it was bad. I was thinking it was in my 20s, like 22, 23, something like that. And before phishing and all that stuff was a thing, the way we say it today, it happened. And and then they thought it was like, all right, let me reveal. It's like, no, it's not gonna work. No. This just started out wrong. It started out wrong. Like, no. What's wrong with you? You don't do that. You don't pretend pretend to be somebody else, and you know, and then all of a sudden, okay, well, let me reveal what. No, man. So I don't know if you guys ever been through some craziness like that, where either the people were breathing on the phone or someone thought they were being clever to get close to you and know you, and then they pretend to be something else, and they're not. And it's like, dude, you made a not dude, but girl, you made a mistake. You shouldn't have done that. Epic betrayal. They want to. Oh my God, no! But I can tell you, my car extended warranty is expired. Oh, you guys are funny, man. Oh my gosh. You guys are hilarious. Okay. So, all right. So this is done, man. I feel good about this. It looks really nice. It looks almost showroom nice. How's that? You know? Hold on. Let me get a little bit here. There's a little bit here. Man, I swear this thing is ridiculous. Whoever came up with this, man, I hope they got their success for it, because this is for real, man. This is no joke. This is no joke, man. Golly. This is no joke, folks. Wow. Okay. All right, so this is done. All right. So we answered the question today that the gentleman had about the thing. We found out what's happening with the Oreck, the power. What's next? I have something with a Kenmore I was going to do, and let me just peek at this. I have a Shark that I wanted to check out. The Kenmore was really just trying to find out if this hose worked. I got a hose that I ordered, and I just want to find out if it works. I also want to thing about this Kenmore here. This hose is not sold anymore. You can get one for another model, but at least to my manufacturer guys, the guys that I get my stuff from, they don't have this. Let me see something. And if I might be talking too soon. Hold on. It might also be the price of it, because these hoses are these. What am I doing? I'm going to the wrong place. Kenmore. Hose. 37 hoses. Yeah, I can get one like it. Yeah, I can get one like it. Yep. You're just gonna have to pay. You just gotta pay. That's all. You just gotta pay. You gotta pay the price. These hoses, some of them are close to 200, and but it's fine. If you can get it for less, get it for less. I just want to check to see if I can get this one here, and if this thing works the way it should. I'm gonna have to swap out this thing here. I may not have to swap it out, but I think I'm still gonna have to swap it out. Actually, I'm not gonna swap it out because I don't even need it. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm trying to fit this into here, and there's a little notch that I want to get rid of. Ay, yay. Hold on, guys. Here we go. Found it. Little notch I want to get rid of. This little thing right here. Where is it at? That's all. It's just in my way. And it's interfering with the smooth transition. That's it. It doesn't affect anything. So I've done it before where I just, remove the notch. It doesn't affect it. It was really probably just to help slide it into another one. So Dave, the mask is going to be delivered later on today. So I'm going to have it. Okay, it's in like Flynn. All right, so let's see if we can get this thing to rev up and do its job. All right, let's see if we can get it to rev up and do its job. All right, here we go. All right, make sure we don't have no shut off. Sweet. Okay. Fantastico. I'm not sure if that's the way you say it for real though, but that's how I feel. That's how I feel right now, and that's it, folks. Now this shark, this shark is really just for. I'm just gonna clean it up and service it, make sure everything is good with it. That's it. This shark is not a real problem issue, but that's it, guys. Let's see what else we have today. I think I had something else I wanted to share with you guys, but I'll see it. I'll see if I can find anything cool. Oh yeah. Oh, listen to this. Tell me what you guys think of this. This was from a debate, right? This was from a debate. And let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys think, okay? How's that? All right, let me know what you think about this. And let me do a little transition, guys. For those who came just for stuff, let me do this transition. I'm gonna do my little transition.
Yeah!
Little transition. Like that? Listen to this debate, right? It's just a segment. It's not the whole debate. It's just a little piece of it. And tell me what you think, okay?
Be a man, don't cry, be a man. So that's an idea of an overexpression of masculinity in that sense that becomes toxic.
Hold on. Sorry about that.
Him, she, her, they, Z.
What's Z?
Z is,
But pronouns are just used in English
We never
language.
used to. This has just only started 10 years ago. Nobody ever...
Pronouns has always been used in the English language.
I come at you as one of your own. Only I didn't go mad.
Appreciate you admitting
Only I didn't go mad.
This is like, I didn't want all that much. I just wanted that little section where they were talking about that. Anyway, they were talking about, I didn't want to play all that much, guys. It wasn't, I just wanted to get your take on it. They were talking about, God, let me see if I can get to that point. Hold on. I think this is the point. I think they were trying to get to the point. Hold on. Let me see if I can get to the point. Give me a second.
In a strong manner, right? Which is a good thing. I always call it a bad thing. Explain to me.
Yeah, so again, if you were to specifically hide your feelings and put them underneath specifically for, like, say, the death of a loved one, I don't think that would be harmful, or I mean positive specifically for you addressing your feelings in that circumstance. I think you should address those feelings, talk about them, express them to loved ones and people that are comfortable, you're comfortable around.
That doesn't mean you can't still be stoic.
Well, then what do you mean by stoicism? Because I'm talking about an
Stoicism-
overexpression of keeping down your emotions and not expressing
No,
them,
that's
and
not
like
what stoicism-
actively, positively addressing them.
Stoicism doesn't mean you have to be a sort of unemotional, Spock from Star Trek. That's not what it means at all. Stoicism means that when you're dealt a tough blow in life, you're able to reach inside yourself and deal with it in a strong manner, right? Which is a good thing. I always quote to my kids, they can all tell you the speech off by heart. There's a scene in my favourite films were the Rocky movies. The first four were great. The fifth one was a turkey. The sixth one came back called Rocky Balboa. And in it, Rocky's son's in his 20s. He's a spoiled brat. He hates being Rocky's son. He's whining about everything. He's kind of pretty woke, weak, whiny, moaning about his lot in life, telling woe is me all the time. So Rocky eventually has it out with his son in the street. And he says, look, life is tough. It will beat you down and it will keep you down if you let it. If you want to win at life, you've got to learn it's not about how hard you can hit, it's about how hard you can get hit, get back up and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
No one's arguing against that in general.
Right, so that's
right?
stoic, but that is stoicism.
So, but you're misunderstanding my argument. I'm saying an overexpression of watering down and not addressing your emotions. I think we both agree that would be a bad expression of your emotions. And oftentimes men view it that way because they say if you address your emotions to any degree, there's going to be, don't be a man, don't cry, be a man. So that's an idea.
All right. That's fine. I just want to get your take on it, guys. Give me a take on it. What? Let me see. A guy in the neighborhood walked in on his girlfriend with his mom. This has really been a good week. Really? What you crazy? What kind of craziness is that? Get knocked down 99 times, get up 100. The joke's been rolling. Damn, Dave. Man, that makes you give me double takes. You give me double takes, bro. Oh my gosh, dude, you're silly, man. Anyway, so Brianna is right. Right, that's the attitude. That's the attitude. You know what it is for me? It's not even about not showing emotions and all that stuff, right? For me, it's about what we harp on, like what you now create as your go-to. What's your go-to thing? What's your person? If we harp on it, right? Because like you said, life is what it is. Life is going to knock your ass down. It's like I was telling him the other day about whether or not, I'm happy I'm not living in the damn savannah and the plains where all I get to do is get up and I'm grazing and somebody's trying to hunt me down and grab my neck and rip, eat me alive, because we are still the same way here, right? It's just that we now cooperate, right, to some extent. Okay, so we have all that, the ability to choose, make decisions, and all that good stuff. But it's still a predator kind of prey environment if we're not careful, right? And people are still preying on us every day, and life is what it is. It's neutral. It's gonna knock you or knock the next guy. The next guy just handles it differently. Next guy may have fortified himself differently. But it's gonna hit everybody, man. Everybody is dealing with something, right? So now that you know that fact is just like the events are gonna happen in random, hit you like what do you are you gonna be? Are you gonna create an identity of yourself that I'm always, oh my God, I'm always down, I'm always getting hit, I'm always this, I'm always that, I'm always this. Obviously, that stuff happens to us, and we're not always gonna be like rock solid. There are times when we do have to lean on somebody and say, man, I'm going through some crap. That person hopefully is rock solid, right? Where they can say, man, I understand what you're going through, man, but man, we're gonna have to get up and go, Hopefully that person's not lamenting with me and making me go down deeper into the hole, because that person might feel like they're doing a good job, being there for you. But really what they're doing is both of us have anchors on our necks and both of us are sinking. right? If I'm drowning, I don't want another person who's drowning to try to rescue me drown, because both of us are going to drown. We're going to drown even faster. So, but I'm not also going to walk around saying that, well, I'm in the ocean, and oh my God, it's so hard to swim. I'm probably going to sink. I'm probably going to just end up. Then it's best that I get out the water, right? Rather than have that you know, I'm a sinker, right? But I'm in the water. You know what I'm saying? No, man, if you're in the water, you better be a swimmer, all right? Or learn to swim, or learn to get on a boat, or whatever it is to survive in that water. But to be in the water and just constantly telling everybody, well, I'm probably gonna sink. Then yeah, you're probably gonna sink. Is that what you want? You know what I'm saying? Do you want to sink? It's like, no, I want to swim. Okay, well, let's talk about swimming, right? If that's what you want. That's my attitude about this stuff. I'm the type that go around blowing sunshine up. Yes, up every storm I see. Holy cow, I love that shit. Let me let me pin that. Let me pin that to the top of the chat. Let me pin that one. Oh my gosh, love that one. If you always focus on the negative, you'll miss all the positive. That's right. Oh, that kid? Yeah. Yeah. When you Google Trans Am, remember to type the am part. Really gets weird if you don't. Yeah, I can imagine those searches can really pull up some real stuff. Oh man, look, people could, obviously, like Brienne said the other day, man. People, do you do your thing. That's how you look at the world. You do your thing. Just don't force feed us this stuff. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. Do your life. And the funny thing about it is that I think all of us are old enough to realize that if we had gotten to a point where we didn't even think about this stuff, people were just whoever they are, right? And then it became like, you gotta you gotta go here. You have to say this, you have to do that. And it's like, why are you guys forcing this? I remember, the first time I remember feeling like weird about it, about why are you forcing this stuff? What are you guys doing? What do you want? It was when they were talking about women in movies. It was so stupid to me, because I'm like, what are you talking about? Women were always in movies. What are you talking about? That was the first thing. The next part is when people kept saying stuff like, getting a voter ID is racist because black people can't get driver's license, and then I never thought about it for years, right? I just hear them pitching it every year, and I'm like, And then one day I'm like, yo, this is such stupid. What are you talking about? People need ID for, like, even to get public assistance or whatever, or you need, especially maybe in the South is probably what I'm thinking. Like, it's stupid because everybody at 16, most guys are getting driver's license anyway. In New York, if you're a student, you're gonna need you gotta. It's like, no. What are you people talking about? Who are you selling this idea to? But I just never paid it any mind. But then the moment I paid it some mind, I said, that's stupid. What do you mean black people can't get ID? Who believes this stuff, right? And then so that was one part. That was the political side. But on the movie side, but there's all cultural though, right? On the movie side, it was like, men don't want to see women in like lead roles in movies. I said, what are you guys talking about? I was like, I remember watching Wonder Woman. I remember Linda Carter? I remember like nice tight little spandex underwear. No, women, guys always like women. What are you guys talking about? I was watching Underworld, man. I watch Underworld. I love seeing that girl kick ass, man. Charlie's Angels, and I was like, no, cut it out. I remember Laura Croft and what's her name, Angelina Jolie, and this was just a couple years ago. They were trying to sell us this idea that we don't like to see women in roles, and I was like, no, you're lying. No, I don't know which men you're talking about, but it was always cool for us. And then they overdid it, and now everything was like, okay, guys, come on, cut it out. Like, cut it out. This girl, she's not gonna beat up this guy that's like 7 feet. You're gonna try to body slam Dave. I was like, come on, cut it out. But these things were being pushed on us, and that's all I was saying. I was like, man, nah, come on, guys, let's just live regular. Everybody do their thing. Everybody live regular. Why are we getting so hardcore in this stuff? So yeah, Dave, when you put in trans am, make sure you put in the am just in case. Hey, you got the little green, Dave? No, yeah, I don't read too fast. I don't read. Is what it is. I read comics. I read books. I read stuff about being positive. Read the Bible, stuff like that. I read Proverbs type stuff. But I take it all in. I'm not trying to speed read for the purpose of speed reading. Yeah. So hey, Dave, when you try it out for me. Let me see what it looks like. I mean, how you like it. Try the steam and all that stuff. Just tell me how you like it. I mean, you don't got to make a video. I spoke to Cole the other day, actually, that won the little green, the thing. He said he wasn't able to make a video. I said, man, dude, you don't have to make a video, man. Just pop in and say hi to the guys. Brianna and David would like to see you. I'd like to talk to you. So tell them, you don't have to worry about it. Don't feel like you didn't have a video, so now you can't say what's up, So, but yeah, man, that was it. That's the rant part of my show. I just had to rant it out and get that stuff out. But yeah, let's not teach our kids to be, because our kids are going to be the next leaders, right? And they're the ones that are going to be running the companies, and they're the ones going to be the teachers. And let's not have these guys going into the world like, number one, hating our country, and then number two, just thinking that, like they get one hit and that's it, they're down. I mean, no, man. It's hitting is what happens. Just like playing football, you're gonna get hit in football. They're gonna try to block you. They're gonna try to stop you from scoring. It's the game. Think about life the exact same way. This chaos is trying to stop you from succeeding. The chaos is trying to stop you from advancing. Sometimes you get a bump and it gives you you get a help. You get a call from Brienne. But that comes from network and community, and that comes from you earn. You do things to earn where people have your back like that, right? It's not just because. And the just because stuff is where the weather comes in and knock you all over the place. Just because is where, random things happen to you. That's the just because, right? If you want that good, then you're gonna have to build it. You're gonna have to earn it. You're gonna have to work for it. You're gonna have to make good friends and be true to those people and stuff like that. That takes work. It don't take work to fall down. Okay. But anyway, guys, I will. I'm gonna see you guys. And what's happening? Why is the? Oh, that's the door. Okay. I will see you guys another time. You guys stay cool, stay positive. All right. And hey, Brian, I hope I didn't run you off with my stuff. And you guys stay cool, man. I think I have the coolest people. Linda Carter was not. Yes, she was not, dude. Linda Carter did her thing, man. I watched her. I watched The Bionic Woman. I watched The Bionic Woman kick some butt. What was her name? Wagner? What was her last name? I remember she always used to do this with her hair, and she'll move it to the side so she can listen to. You know, he had the bionic eye and she had the bionic ear. Man, look, man, these kids don't know what we're talking about. You know, aliens came in, kicked butt. You know, and at that time, even at that time, the stereotypical action hero, you know, his muscles had to be gigantic. You know, like Conan, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and what's his name, Stallone. So those guys, you know, so they had that jacked up. That, and then after a while, it just kind of slimmed down. They didn't need to be, you know, the real big. You know, it could be whatever. You know, we just kept growing as a people. You know, we kept, you know, realizing they don't have to be that. But you don't need to make it into a movement. You know, you know. And then think about it. Before that, the superhero like Tarzan and Superman, they weren't really buffed up. You know, they didn't really get. It was just like they just look like dad guys, you know, in a costume, you know, their body style, right? But it was like the '80s, I think, is when all that muscle guy stuff came in, and then now it's not really that, you know, maybe Thor, maybe, you know, he's the muscle guy that we see and stuff like that, but everybody else is just whatever, you know. But that's good. No, you don't run. You don't run. That's good. No, I don't. No. You know what happened, Brianna? We were talking about the ladies in movies, and I was like, "Oh man, I hope I didn't step in the wrong." Because you don't seem like you're like so sensitive that if I talk about, you know, the women in movies and stuff, that you're gonna be like, "Oh my God, you know, it's women." You don't seem to be that kind of a person. So, and if you were, then, you know, I wouldn't purposely try to, you know. But yeah, man. Let me know how that steamer works in that pickup truck, Dave. Um, let me know how it works on that. You know, I like it. I like that little machine. I have that. But I do want to just let me know, guys. I do want to send out the some of those shirts. So, Brianne, you know how to contact me, Brianne. Just let me. Okay, fantastic, great. That's good to hear, Brianne. That's good to hear. No. It's not even look, and look. It's just the gaslighting stuff that I don't care who's on the movies or something. I enjoy it if it's a good movie, right? I'm just saying you don't need to force feed nothing. Just put on a good movie. You know, if the role calls for, if it's a black guy or something in the role, fine. But if it's a historical figure and you're going to make a white guy a black guy just because you're trying to, don't do that. It's like stupid. Just make it a white guy like the role says. If it's King Arthur, don't make it Queen Arthur. Come on, cut that out. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. You guys why are they forcing it? If it's like. If the story is about I don't know, man. If it's like middle what do you call that? Medieval time, and it's an area that was mostly, let's say it was mostly it was in China. It's mostly Asian people. Unless it's something that happened where an actual black guy was in the Asian in China at that time. Now you're gonna put me there. You're gonna put me there just to do what? Representation. Stupid. That's no. Get the guy off the set. This is an ancient Chinese movie, right? Unless that was the case. Now you're making it like, come on, man, cut it out. That's all I'm saying. That was where I come from. If someone is bothered by females in movies, change the damn channel. Don't go cry about. Yeah. I mean, that's silly for someone to be even upset about females in movies. You don't need to be. Worry about that. What you don't need is this any like force feed nothing. You just trust me. We didn't need force feed. We weren't force feed nothing. Everything was very just like. If it was Lara Croft movie, right? Lara Croft. That was it. We went to watch it. If it was good, we stayed and we watched. We left happy. You know what I mean? I don't think anyone was ever an issue. It became an issue because they made it seem like it was an issue. It's like, no, it was never an issue, man. What are you talking about? right? Now, if it was back in, I don't know, the 50s, 40s, maybe. But them women back in those days, the lead women, they were tough, man. I watched movies with Cary Grant and what's that lady? Faye, I forgot her name. But some of those women were just there were no you weren't messing with them. Like they would tell you off, tell you what it is. That made sense. That's what it was, man. Like, listen, get here. Get a gun, they'll pull out their gun, their shotgun and so listen, don't come any further. If it's a Western or something, she was protecting the family, man. We were always cool with that. So what are you talking about? Oh man. The show. Let me see. Lindsay Wagner. Yes. The show The Sandman does a great job filling roles with least expected people. And it was a big eye opener. Favorite. Excuse me. Yeah, Sandman. I actually like the main character. I think he did a good job, man. I think he did a good job. The Sandman. I saw that on Netflix. I think he was smooth. I kind of liked his demeanor. The devil, the lady, yeah, that was cool. She was tough too, man. And she played it well. She did a great job on that. I think she came from Game of Thrones. I think the tall blonde lady, Morpheus. Yes, yeah. Oh, he was smooth, man. Then he had a sister who was she's like the Reaper. The Reaper, she goes and she collects the dead or something like that, walk him through there and stuff. Yeah, they had just a little bit of everything in there, There's no need to force feed. They even had the guy who was what was he, Vanity or something like that. I don't know. He was like whatever, and so that's cool. He acted well. That was a well acted role part that he did well. So yeah, you don't need to. You don't need to force feed nothing, man. Just make a good movie. If the character's gay, is character's gay. If it's a woman, it's a woman. Just make a good movie. You don't need to force feed nothing. That, right. And that's it, Yeah, no. It was a cool, it was a comic book at first, Dave. And then they turned it into that little series. And it was clever. I liked, and then he was trapped in this little thing. I mean, it was all nice. It was a nice little written movie, And that's, I think it was in 2 parts or 3 parts, but they kind of dragged on the second season. I think that one kind of dragged a little bit, but that's just pacing. Characters were well written characters. Even the sister is just like, I forgot her name. She was a little bit, what was she like? Calamity or something like that. And that was that the deadly? Also the sins? Was that also? No, that wasn't sins. But it reminded me of the deadly sins. The characters. Dave, that'd be silly. Dave says, I don't watch cowboy movies and no more. Only broke back ones. I never saw that one. Dave. I knew about the movie, but I never saw it. Yeah, I never saw that. I never saw that movie. It's for, it's whatever. It's just not one I'm going to see. 3 seasons. Okay, Delirium. Is that her? Is that her name? Okay. Yeah, that 3rd season. I think it's the 3rd one I'm thinking about. That kind of dragged a little. I was expecting, like, honestly, man, I'm here thinking they're gonna build up to like some really crazy action stuff, but it was really, it was storytelling. So you just had to kind of just ride it out. Like for me, my video game of choice is like God of War, so I'm slash type stuff, you know. So you know what I'm saying? So I was waiting. I'm here like in my seat, like, okay, Morpheus is gonna nail him, and he's gonna, you know, and I'm waiting for that action thing, and it was well written, so that's why I was able to tolerate it. You know, I'll say it's Dave said, let me see. I'll see if you're ever in a horror movie, stay with your group. That's the one to separate never lives. Yeah. Oh man, that Geico. If you ever can find that Geico commercial again, guys, where the guys they're in the car and they see the barn, and they did all the bad moves. It was a funny ass commercial. They did all the bad stuff that they shouldn't have done. You know, all the stuff that we yell at the screen about. And then there's the barn with all the axe and the guy standing there with the axe. And the whole group is like, yeah, let's go to the barn. It's like, oh man, that commercial was a funny one. They closed it. So it was okay with it. Yeah, you know what? I don't think I finished seeing the last episode of the season. They tied up all the loose ends. Okay, then I need to go back and watch it, okay? Because I remember, I think I was watching up to the point where he was willing to give himself over to the three sisters. I don't think I finished that. He was willing to give himself over to the three sisters or something like that to save his kingdom, or I forgot. Honestly, I forgot the motivation on that, but I know they wanted him. But yeah, man, I would definitely watch Morpheus again. There's another character I really like from the past. It was from the Queen of the Damned. He reminds me of Morpheus. Lestat from Queen of the Damned. That character I liked. I thought he was smooth. I thought he was a cool vampire. I think it's Lestat. Is it Lestat? No. Who's the main guy? The main guy with the Queen of the Damned. The main vampire. And damn it, I forgot his name. But he was that was a cool character too. I really enjoyed. The Sisters of Fate. Yes. The Sisters of Fate. Yeah. It's a great parable too, man. When fate comes to you. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. Yeah, I'm a movie. I love movies, man. I'm a movie person. Love movies. And, you know, comics and stuff like that. I'll watch a good show, but it irritates me when the shows are not written well. You know, that's why I become like a mini movie critic kind of person looking at these things. But yeah, I love Morpheus. His whole persona is very deep. Yeah, Morpheus is smooth, man. If you guys ever get a chance, who never checked it out, check it out. Check it out. Very smooth character. There are instances where I'm losing my head and I have to calm down, and I'm like, yeah, I would love to have handled this like that. Which movie is that, Dave? You would not like it, that movie. Which movie? It's a funny thing when you said Morpheus. I remember I was just watching Morpheus and watching a clip of Matrix. That was a great analogy also. Matrix movie. They did a good job on that. Guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna see you guys later. See you guys tomorrow, and don't forget, Brianna. I need give me. I want to get those out to you guys. I want to get those merch shirts, and that would be so cool, man. I think, and I'm gonna start back wearing my merch, like t-shirt stuff. So we'll link up somehow. David, you got my email. Brianna, you know how to get hold of me. I just need like a shirt size, maybe a style, something that you would like to get. I want to get it out to you guys. Okay. All right. We'll chat later. I'm gonna do my little promo on my way out the door. And then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay positive.
All right, guys, if you like that, if that was able to teach you something, if you can walk away with something, you can also leave something. Leave a like, hit subscribe, or if you'd like to even be deeper into supporting our channel, you can join the Backpack family. The links are below. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Yes!